That lady who got a facelift in Guadalajara, like, baby, it's over. We are going to be never knowing how old anybody is, which is really wild, but it is also wild to watch, like, an art form and surgery technique evolve in real time. Like, it used to be always so noticeable when anyone got a facelift. But now if I saw that woman walking down the street, I would legit think she was 32. Like, she absolutely took 20 years off her face. What I'm really interested in is, like, what is it going to do to people mentally? Because, like, your personality changes when you get older. You know, like, people's desirability towards you changes. People will respect you sometimes more when you're older. How you react to people often is dictated by how people perceive you. And so when you rewind time like that, I'm wondering just what it's going to do to people's personalities. Whether they will, like, revert to this kind of, like, younger self in a way. Because, like, I know for, like, American standards, I look good, but, like, whenever I go to Asia and I'm like, oh, I'm 38, they're like, yeah, you look 38. And I'm just like, damn, okay. But yeah, I feel like this, coupled with so much, like, gene therapy that they're doing, they were just able to get mice to, like, live a lot longer. Are we watching the convergence of, like, this proverbial fountain of youth?
Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, welcome on board. To my returning subscribers, I want to thank you for all the support that you have been giving to me. And to those who are yet to subscribe, please hit on the subscribe button, hit on the like button, hit on the notification button in order not to miss any of my videos. So guys, in today's video, it's going to be an interesting look for sure. So there's this video making rounds about a lady that went to Guadalajara to do a facelift surgery. Guadalajara is in Mexico, right? She did a facelift and it completely, like, took 20 years out of her age. Like, I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen a facelift neatly done, unlike the ones that we've been seeing several years, like, you know, making them to look like a Catwoman. You remember the Catwoman that actually did a facelift that is actually making her look like a felon, right? So guys, this video, she's gonna tell you how she did the process, you know, from going to the, you know, hospital in Mexico, the healing, what she used, what it cost her, a lot of things. I mean, people are literally going crazy over this facelift because this woman actually looked so young and it has given her a total different outlook, guys. So I have a lot of videos lined up for you guys. So guys, stay tuned till the very end.
Good morning. My name's Michelle. I am documenting my journey here in Guadalajara. I am down here to look more refreshed and feel more refreshed. I am 50 years old, almost 51. I've decided to get a full facelift, forehead lift, upper bluff, lower bluff, and lip lift, as well as a mini chin implant to help my profile. The forehead lift is really to address my uneven brows. You can see that. And then also because I've got, you know, a landing strip on my forehead where hair should be way back here. So I am seeing Dr. Maribel Castillo, and her first last name is Belmontes. So Dr. Maribel Belmontes Castillo. I got in yesterday, probably around 10:30. I had a delayed flight. So had all my appointments with her, all my pre-ops with the cardiologist. We talked about my surgery plan, and I'm on my way to the surgery now. So I stayed in a hotel that was 4 blocks from the hospital and walking there now. So thus far, it's been great. The people of Guadalajara are so friendly, and I hope to bring you along with my journey and let you see the good, the bad, the ugly. I chose this surgeon based on reviews. She's very, very conservative in her approach. I did not want to look 20. I just want to look like I slept for 30 years. So I've lost 130 pounds twice in my life, and I think it's just done a number on my skin, particularly my neck. I'm a single mom, 2 kids that are 17 and a half, and I am choosing to do this for me. And everybody is fully supportive. Thought I'd give you the first view of the hospital. All right, so I hope that you guys are following New Beginnings. That is David. He also saw Dr. Maribel and has a phenomenal result. I am not the only person who has a great result with this surgeon. She is a good surgeon. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about costs, as well as where I stayed, how I navigated, those kinds of things. So earlier I had mentioned it was 270,000 pesos. So that obviously can fluctuate depending on conversion rates or exchange rates, excuse me. So my facelift and neck lift included upper bluff and lower bluff if needed. That was 180,000 pesos. 60,000 pesos for the forehead lift. 20,000 for the lip lift, and 15,000 for my chin implant. That was the doctor's fees. Then the hospital fee was about $2,000 USD for my surgery, as well as the night stay in the hospital at San Javier, I think was the name of the hospital. In the hospital, I had my own nurse. It was one of Dr. Belmonte's private nurses, so she was with me 100% of the time once I came out of surgery. I contacted Dr. Belmontes through WhatsApp. If you look at David's video, New Beginnings, or if you get on the Facebook group Renewal with Dr. Belmontes, there is a guidebook there that gives the WhatsApp number. That's the best way to contact her. If you look on her Instagram, her videos are in Spanish. Please don't be worried that she doesn't speak English. She speaks perfect English. Her and her team are phenomenal. So that was about the costs of the surgery. I stayed in a hotel 2 nights, well actually 1 night. I was supposed to go 2 nights and my flight got delayed in Dallas. So I ended up getting there the day before my surgery at about 10 a.m. So I stayed 1 night in a hotel. That hotel was about 3 blocks from the hospital, so very walkable. So I walked to the hospital for my pre-op consultation. I walked to the pharmacy to pick up any prescriptions that I needed preoperatively. And then there was lots of restaurants around there that I could eat at. I took a taxi from the airport to the hotel. That I had to pay. That was about $22 USD. Once I had my surgery and I was released, I stayed a night in the hospital with the nurse, and then I was released to Innova, which is the care home, and I will link them at the bottom here. I'll put an @ symbol at them so you can find them. They picked me up from the hospital and brought me to the recovery home where you have 24-hour nursing care. I had paid for that previous to going down. I think I paid about $1,100 for 10 days. That included all of my food, all of my surgical dressings, all of the nursing care, anything that I needed to and from, as far as rides to and from the doctor's office, to and from the hyperbaric chamber. So that was all covered. The outside expenses that I paid would have been for pharmacy, which is about $200 by the time I bought everything that I needed and wanted. I did buy a couple extra inhalers. I have one son who's really asthmatic. And then the hyperbaric oxygen chamber was an additional fee. I did 5 of those sessions. Each of those sessions were about $52 a piece. And so I paid about $250. Do I think that they helped? Absolutely. It is not something that you see immediate results, or at least I didn't. I just know that every time I went, even though I dreaded going, I felt better when I left. I felt like every day was just a little bit better. As far as recovery, day 4 was by far the hardest. Day 1, I thought, what the hell did I do to myself? This was a mistake. I was definitely having buyer's remorse, and that's normal. By day 4, I was swell hell had definitely set in, but then day 5, day 6, day 7, every day got better. I stayed there with Inova for 10 days, so I was there a total of 11 and a half days. I stayed a little bit longer because I had staples, and doctor wanted to make sure those were all removed previous to me going home. So you can get a hold of Dr. Belmontes on IG. It is Draw Facelift is her handle, and Inova Care Recovery Home, I will link here as well so that you guys can talk to them if you have any questions. I'm not getting anything out of this. Trust me, it would be awesome if I did, but I'm not. So it has nothing to do with monetary kickbacks or anything of that nature. I had a great experience, and I think ultimately I want people to know that you can have a phenomenal experience in the United States. You can, absolutely. They've got great surgeons here. You can have a phenomenal experience outside of the United States. You can. You know, they have great surgeons everywhere. It really is ultimately about doing your own research, making sure that you feel good with your surgeon, making sure that you understand the protocols. Obviously, I didn't because I mowed my yard yesterday, and then that was a big shit show. So anyway, let me know if y'all have any questions. I am home, my kids are at work, and my dog is staring.
Guys, I can't believe this. Now, a lot of people have been going for surgeries, and we really have seen the outcome. Sometimes they look like Frankenstein, right? But look at this lady. She looks really, really good. Aside the swelling, and which over time is gonna go away, she's gonna look way more younger. Like, this is unbelievable. Now, this technology or whatever they are currently using for these aesthetics and all these advanced facelift, it's crazy. And when I read in the comment, a lot of people were like, this is crazy. And the fact that she only spent about $14,000 to $15,000 against $100,000 to $250,000 that is being charged here in the United States, right? So a lot of people were like, they're gonna run to Mexico and do this surgery. And the way she explained her steps is kind of safe to me. The aftercare was superb. And as you can see, she really, really looks great, and she's still healing. So by the time her healing is 100%, it's gonna be wild. I'm not trying to advocate that people should go and do facelift and all of that, but everything all boils down to personal choice. If you want to do it, it's left for you. If you want to do it to improve your outlook, appearance, or the way you feel, you know, because even her voice changed. Everything about her was so positive and so refreshing to hear. Guys, please stick around. There are more videos to come, but I would like to hear from you. So drop your comment in the comments.
All right, guys, it's Sunday. It is a beautiful evening here in Oklahoma. I live in Oklahoma currently. I thought that I would answer a couple of questions this evening. So one of the questions was about my sons and what they thought of it. And honestly, my kids are very supportive of me. They know that when there's something I really want, I will work for it. I'm not afraid of putting my nose down and grinding for something, honestly. They were supportive of me going to Mexico. They've seen me do it before. They know that I'm an intelligent woman, that I'm not going to make a decision that's rash. And ultimately, they're of the belief that what makes me happy and fulfills me makes me a better mom, makes me a better human being. I can be more authentically myself. So my kids were all on board. As far as, anybody knowing that I was going, I went by myself. I told one person at work that I was going and swore her to secrecy. I told her, please don't say anything to anyone else until I get home, because I wanted to tell them. And I wanted the time there to truly be recovery time. I am a workaholic. So even when I'm on vacation, I take my computers with me and I continue to work. So this time I knew that I wasn't going to be doing that. And so I didn't want to hear commentary from the team, or even like, how are you doing? How are you feeling? I didn't want that. I wanted to focus on healing while I was there. Once I got back, I obviously told everyone. I told my close friends that I had gone. They knew I was preparing for it. They didn't know when I was going. My mom knew I was going. And I'll tell you a little bit about who I am here in a follow-up video, just so that maybe you have a little more understanding of, I guess, what drives me, what motivates me, and how I made the choice. So let me know if you have any questions. That's Ezra, and you may be wondering what he is barking about, and I will tell you, Ezra is barking because he thinks that one of the boys is inside, when in reality they are at their work. So I will let you go and hopefully get him to calm down.
Hey, thanks for the question. I will tell you, as far as the pain level after surgery, I was completely surprised. I would say I had no pain. I had what I call and described as discomfort. I think that was just due from the swelling and all, and that only lasted for about 3 or 4 days. I'll be honest, after 3 or 4 days, I was going across the street to Starbucks, getting Starbucks, going to Walmart. Of course, Dr. Maribel Belmontes probably would not be happy with that, but anyway, I needed my Starbucks at the time. So, yeah, and I'm a big weenie when it comes to pain, trust me. I also have a little bit of phobia of doctors. This facelift was my first surgery, so yeah, it took a lot for me, but I was like, I have to do something with this waddle because I was so unhappy. So I said, you know what, if I end up dying on the operating table, so be it, because I can't live with this waddle anymore. So I said, let's go for it. I will also say I was the type of person, I have a little bit of medical OCD. So if I get like a bump on my arm, I'll go to Google, search it up, and I'll swear I'm dying of cancer. And I go ahead and tell all my family I love them and take care. But yeah, I was pretty bad. You could ask any of them. I drive them crazy all the time with my new illness or my length of time to leave. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, don't worry about it. Don't let that stop you. The pain was actually minimal. I've said it before. Honestly, the lip filler hurt 10 times worse than the surgery did by far. And I don't know if I'll do lip filler again because it hurt so bad. But anyway, thanks for the question. And like I said, go for it. Don't let that stop you, and take care.
It's been 2 days since I found out about the woman who went to Guadalajara and got a facelift and literally looks incredible, and I have not stopped thinking about it since. I know Kris Jenner's the girl right now that's getting all the credit for her facelift, but that was insane. This woman quite literally looks so good that I'm telling you, I already bookmarked the doctor she went to. I've been looking at their page, and I have maybe about 20-ish years before I would even consider doing that. But I'm definitely adding this doctor to my contacts, and I'm keeping tabs on her. And this new era of undetectable work or just really good plastic surgery, like, I don't know, y'all. Like, I've already been on the Botox train for a while because, I'm black, yes, but I am mixed, and I know that my black is going to crack, so I need a little bit of help. But what I will say is that, like, by the time it comes, time for me to do the facelift or the things of that nature, we're gonna be looking so good, y'all. Like, I'm so excited for us to get old. We are gonna be the hottest old people that have ever.
How much did it cost? So she charges in pesos. It was 270,000 pesos, which is roughly, as near as I could figure with our current conversion rates, about 14,000. I additionally spent $1,000 for 10 days in a recovery home. The recovery home included food. It included transportation to and from appointments, transportation to and from hyperbaric chamber appointments, and then also nursing care around the clock. So about 15,000 total is about what I think I spent total. So very, very reasonable, and it was a great experience.
There's a lady on here who got a facelift in Guadalajara, and it's so good, I'm actually scared. Like, her before and her after, she went from looking 51 to looking 27. Like, usually when women get a facelift, you can still tell they're, like, older. This is, like, freaking me out because if this is where we're at right now, like, Kris Jenner already got a facelift. That's, like, probably the best facelift in the game. If this is where we're at when it comes to surgery, we're going to have 50, 60, 70-year-olds walking around looking like 30-year-olds pretty soon.
I know y'all been seeing the videos of the lady that went to Guadalajara for a facelift, and I know y'all been seeing the post-op reviews, and her face looks so young. They took like 20 years off of her face. Now she gonna tell you, like, or in the video she say like, hey, I'm getting a facelift because I got saggy skin, my forehead big, I'm 50, I got substantial sagging because I lost a big amount of weight 2 times. Like, it made sense, and I'm not against body modification, but her body was modified to the point where it took like 2 decades off of her age. Like, the lady she no longer looks 50, and it's youthful people who look 50. How you be like, oh yeah, you look older, but you're still youthful looking. She looks completely young because they just pulled her face back, but it's not botched. You know how some people's face really be pulled? Like, she don't look like that. She looks like a normal person, but she looks like she might be 32 or something, like enter in her 30s. And it's really crazy, and I don't know how it makes me feel because of AI. It gotta be, because now we're having false senses of youth. We're having false sense of youth and appearance, and I think that coupled with AI is really it's gonna throw everybody for a loop. Because at one point in time she's gonna say like, I'm 50, and then she's gonna also declare that, hey, I've had a facelift, which is nothing wrong with that. It's like nothing wrong with it, but it's just the extremity of how she looks now compared to what she looked before. It's throwing me off, man. It's scary. But scary sounds like that's a poor choice of words, but I can't comprehend what I'm trying to say because there's no proof. I need everybody to start feeling like this and understand what I'm saying so everybody can talk.
So I have thoughts about the 51-year-old woman that went to Guadalajara and had a facelift, and she came back and chronicled the first few weeks after her surgery. Now, I saw the original video, y'all, and here's my take. When she posted that original video, she said she was 50 going on 51. She looked a lot older than that. She looked more like, I don't know, maybe 60, early 60s, mid 60s. I'm going to be 61 in August, and she did not look 10 years younger than me at the beginning. So to me, she was a perfect candidate because now she looks younger, she looks more refreshed. And people are arguing in the comments because there are a lot of her followers are saying, you look like you're in your 20s. And they're like, she doesn't look like she's in her 20s. Well, first of all, the lady hasn't even recovered yet. From what I hear, it takes like a year before, everything settles in and then you can finally see the results. She's far from that. So y'all need to calm down for one thing. But honestly, I just like her spirit. She comes across as a very genuine woman. She's sharing all of the details of her surgery. She's not, recommending that anybody runs out and does it. She just did what works for her, and good for her. I'm not mad at her. Shoot, she's going to be, trust and believe, she's going to be feeling better about herself, so good for her. Now, for those of you who are just running around talking about, oh, I'm running to Guadalajara, look, I don't think that elective surgery is something that you want to do if you really don't need it. You know what I mean? So be careful about that. Monkey see, monkey do doesn't always work out for you. All right, love you. Bye.
So of course I've been watching the Guadalajara facelift woman. Are you kidding me? I mean, hi, no filter. How you doing? 58, I'll be 59 in about a month, in a week, 5 weeks or so. Yeah, want to go. Are we going to put together a posse? What are we doing? Are we all going to go on a group trip and everybody get their face done at once and then we all heal together with wine? I don't know. What are we doing? Somebody reach out and let's get this started. I feel so idiotic right now, but come on. Are you watching this? This woman was 52. She went to Guadalajara. She had a facelift done and she's not done healing. She only had it done like 3 weeks ago, but oh my God, she looks like she's in her 20s, maybe late 20s, but still, come on. Really? Look at this angle, kids. Could use it.
This is some level of sorcery. Like, how could you go from this and looking like this? Science is really defining ways. You know, the first guy was like, people are not going to be going around looking way younger than their age. Like, it's going to be very, very hard to take that a person was once old but they are looking way younger. Some are calling it vanity. Like, at some point all of us are gonna get old and die. Like, why are people worried about the physical aesthetics? You should be worried about more greater things. Like, why are people so vain? It's like internal youth. People don't want to get old. People are scared of old. It's gonna change the way people look at aging. You know, a lot of people are gonna be age shamed, so to speak. Like, it's becoming like a taboo to get old. Like, getting old is a privilege. Getting old is a blessing. But if you have the means to like slow the process, to make it way more youthful, it all boils down to your own decision, right? People have the right to do whatever they want to do, right? Like, to some of us, we're just gonna write it out like that, you know. But if you have little things, you know, aside, you know, eating good, exercising, and all these highly drastic changes could, you know, improve your outlook generally. But I'm saying all this to say that science, age-defying technologies, the creams, you know, it could be extreme at the same time, but people are doing it anyway. People are doing it. It's just that because of social media, more people are coming out to speak of their experiences, to speak of their processes, of how they were able to do their surgery. Just like the guy in the video, look at him. He was actually looking old, and all of a sudden, he looked so young too. So I would imagine by the time she is totally healed, she's gonna look way more youthful, you know. Just like I said, plastic surgery, facelift, all these things are kind of extreme. So if you want to do it, you must have to go and do your own research. Like, do your own research. You don't go into it blindly. People have different desires for different stuff, you know, and a lot of women have been going for facelifts. It's just that they are not saying it. It's just the ones we know, the celebrities that we know. And why we even tend to know that they had gone under the knife is because some of their own facelift were looking like Frankenstein, like, you know. But this girl and the other man, their own looked good. I would say it looked good to me, you know. But we are living in a generation where people are ready to spend out dollars. People are not even afraid to spend money to look good, you know, to feel good, you know. Some people were like, all these are vanity. You don't have to go do the extreme, because of course it comes with a lot of dangers, especially when you've not done your needful, right? Because you need to do your own research. You need to research the best doctor. You need to research the best procedures. You need to research what medicines are going to be given to you, you know, because you can't just go into it blindly. And then once you have a terrible looking outcome, maybe you're looking like a Frankenstein, and you come here and be crying. So nobody's promoting that. Like, I'm just kind of surprised that this is the best I've seen for any facelifts that I have ever seen. Like the most I've seen, they are usually looking bad. I'm sure you guys have seen that, and people were like, she looks different, she looks youthful, and some were like, oh, how did you come in? When you came in, how did you pass the custom? Were they able to like recognize your face? Was your phone able to like recognize you? Were you able to like unlock your phone? These questions are gonna keep coming up. Were your kids able to recognize you? What about your dog? Why was he barking? Was he barking because you were like a different person? But again, the way she speaks actually changed for me. Even for the other guy, it's actually changed. It's like it gave them a total outlook to life, that youthful sense of feeling. Someone where like maybe some of them are gonna fighting a lot of identity crisis. See, we might never know, because this is gonna be like crazy, because virtually everyone on social media said they're gonna go to Mexico and do this facelift because of all the facelifts they've seen. This is the most natural looking one, right? So a lot of people are like, the doctors in Mexico are going to be booked all year round. So guys, what do you think? Please drop your thoughts in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed by now, hit on the subscribe button, hit on the like button, share this video with your friend, and always come back for more videos. Have a blessed day.